Most of you are probably busy with family eating food, so I don't expect anyone to be here today. We are not really celebrating since family that was supposed to come had to cancel on us because of health reasons. So we're just taking it very slow, munching on chocolate pie, and we're making a little stew right now in a crock pot. So we're not having any classical Thanksgiving meals today, which is okay since I'm German. I didn't grow up with Thanksgiving, so I don't really mind or care much about it, if that makes sense. And I thought since most of y'all are busy, I'm gonna use this live stream real quick to test some functions. I know there's some like games and stuff, so I was trying. Hi Tim. Hey Jessica, how are you doing? I was trying to see how like some of those functions here in the live stream, and I can never really check those when the stream is super busy. So I thought I'm gonna hop on Thanksgiving because I know most people are eating and stuff. So you're having a good Thanksgiving. If you guys are from the US, I don't know if you are or not, but to all my Americans here, happy Thanksgiving. Oh, so this is lights, I guess, which is good. This is background. I know there's something like games and stuff, but this is filters, makeup. Let's see. Minimalistic, right? Super minimalistic. Ew. Red cheeks. I already have. I'm always like red in the face, so I don't need red cheeks. Nah, that's terrible. That one's good. That's cute. Hearts for Thanksgiving. Why not? You're tired? Yeah, me too. I feel you. That's why I just went to the bedroom just to take like a little break. We didn't really do anything today. It really was just a chill day. I was watching the Great British Baking Show. I'm in that era of my life where I'm just like watching baking shows and stuff. That's how I enjoy my days when I'm not working or doing anything. Thank you, Vakas. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome back. But yeah, is anyone celebrating Thanksgiving here? You sing songs. Neat. That's cool. Like professionally or for like a hobby or that's pretty neat. What is this? Ooh. I've never noticed that. So there's filters in here and you can use like retusche. I don't know what it does, but yeah, I've never used a filter in my life before. I'm such a grandma with phones and like social media and stuff. Oh well, I'm eating my frozen blueberries. I'm so obsessed with those. Do you guys know like chocolate covered strawberries? I guess everyone knows those. But there's chocolate covered blueberries, and those have like white chocolate inside and then a dark chocolate outside, and they're really good. Thank you, Shannon. Same to you. Hi, hungry. Mir geht's gut und dir? Good enough. Haven't ever lied or stolen? Ever sort of hated anyone? Ever cursed? Probably. Probably guilty of most of them. I did with the boys at the grandparents. Are you celebrating? Tim, that's neat. What did you all have for food? What did you all eat for dessert? Did you have pie or ice cream? I sang a song in front of my whole school. That is amazing. Wow. Good for you, Jessica. I'm way too shy to do that. And I wouldn't be good enough. So props to you for doing that. That's cool. I'll take two. I would love to give you guys some because they're really good. Abdal, I am from Germany, but I live in the USA. Hi, hungry. We broke God's law, but Jesus paid our fine. Indeed, he did. Clark Kent, are you the Superman Clark Kent? Molten cake, yum. That's good. I haven't had that in forever. That's yeah, that's definitely delicious. I had chocolate pie today. I made a chocolate pie, so we didn't really have Thanksgiving because our family, or yeah, the family canceled on us because of health reasons. So and I wasn't very upset about it because that means I don't have to cook for 15 people, and that was good news to me in that moment. So, of course, sad that they're not coming, but I'm glad that I don't have to cook, to be honest. So it's just a very chill day. We're just watching baking shows and stuff. Pumpkin pie, nice. Okay. Did you all vote on my community post about what pie is your favorite? Guess we have pumpkin pie in the house here.
8:39. 8:20.
I agree, hungry. Yes.
Come on, bro.
He took it. He took the took it away for us. But yeah, we had a talk like that yesterday. At the end of the stream, it was like a 2.5 hour stream, and then we just had like a talk like that for the last 20 minutes or so. It was scary, I bet.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, Rep. How are you doing, my friend?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
I'm not practicing Christianity at all, but I know a bit about it as I went to Catholic school. Neat. Yeah, I heard that from a lot of people. When they were younger, they went to Catholic school, and then either they stuck with it, or they kind of went the opposite route because they didn't really feel it, or they didn't really identify with it very much, which is okay. I mean, free will, right? That's how life works, free choice, and that's what God's love is based on, free choice. They are none worthy of heaven. None worthy, technically, that is true. But if you repent and rely on God's grace, then yes. How do you do that accent? I like this character. How I do that accent? That is a good question. You probably have to get born in Germany to do that accent. I wish I didn't have it, but I'm getting used to it. Or I'm okay with it now. In the beginning, I was a little conscious about having a German accent because I personally don't like German accents, like hearing them, but I mean, nothing I can do about it, right? So might as well just embrace it. Clark Kent, you do next week? You try haggis? I have not tried haggis, no, but I know what it is. It's that stuffed sheep's stomach, right? It's made with sheep or lamb meat, is that right? But please let us know if I'm wrong. There was a cyclone in your country? Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry, Bushido. Catholicism is... Well, let's all be nice to each other, please, because that's the most important thing. Just be kind and respectful, everyone. Devil disease also really don't speak for him. That's usually why I keep anything political or religious out of the streams. Nothing wrong with it in general, but yeah, just if there's like mutual respect, and if you have different opinions, you will not change anyone's opinion overnight or in this conversation. So I think it's best to just move on, and yeah. You can't change people or force your belief on them. I have to do it in her. Oh, so you practice today and tomorrow you gotta sing again, Jessica? Ooh, that's nerve-wracking, I bet, but you can do it. We believe in you. We'll cheer you on from over here. You got this. Is it... You're pregnant with triplets. Do you have any name recommendations? Are you referring to German names or in general? And that is triplets. Wow, that must be very intense. I can't imagine. Trying to be better, also paid for, but I agree. Hungry. That's what I believe too. I love the German accent. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm personally not a fan, but like I said, nothing I can do about it. Need a butler? A butler? For free? Sure. Every German I've known says they don't like their accent, but it's really nice in my opinion. Shouldn't feel self-conscious about it. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you, Hungry. That's nice of you. Yeah, like I said, I don't really have a big issue with it anymore. Still not a huge fan, of course, or a fan in general, but yeah, I think I'm okay with it. But thanks for saying that. I have not known many, to be fair, but the few I have known do not like the fact they speak with a German accent. Yeah, I don't think I know anyone that is German that actually likes their own accent. And it's like a very German thing to always apologize for our accents or for not speaking perfect and making mistakes, like grammar mistakes and all that. But I feel like I came to terms with that. It just happens once in a while. Are you always this nice? No, I'm just putting on a facade. I'm actually a very bad person. But I'm kidding. I don't know. You gotta ask my friends if I'm always that nice. I would say I'm trying to be nice. But I mean, I can get mad too, or frustrated, or yeah, I can get pissed at people, so I'm not always nice, but I'm trying to be nice, I guess. I guess most people do. Hi, William. Hi, FF. Whoever. I think it can sound angry on a guy, but it sounds nice on the woman, in my opinion. I have a feeling that that's true. I feel like a lot of people think that German language sounds very harsh and very like rough or aggressive almost, but I feel like it really depends on the person, like especially like the voice of the person and if they're actually angry or not. And yeah, I feel like males talk a little bit harsher than females. So, but yeah, I think when people make fun of the German language or they try to prove a point that it's a very harsh sounding one, they try to find words that sound very harsh, like Schmetterling, Krankenwagen, Krankenhaus, like all the K sounds, like the most scratchy sounds. But not all our words are like that. So you can make it sound really harsh, but it can also be the opposite. Thank you, Carlos. Blessed Thanksgiving to you too, my friend. Thank you. It's very intense. I try to understand that it's God's blessing, and yes, German name. My husband is German. Oh, cool. How neat. Where is he from in Germany, if I may ask? And yeah, I believe it. I mean, I'm not a mom, so I never had to go through pregnancy or anything. So I can only imagine how hard that must be on you, especially with 3. So yeah, props to you, and you have my full respect. And I'm sure those will be some beautiful kids. But do you need female names or male names? Do you know already, or just any? I'm thinking about German names that I really like. There's definitely a lot I don't like. I feel like German names can be really outdated and very old school, but they kind of make a comeback now. Like a lot of people in Germany like to name their kids a little bit old school names, so it's kind of like a trend, I guess. And I feel like there's like certain years where like a name is very common. So if someone's called a certain name, you can kind of guess their age or like their at least like a 5-year plus minus kind of thing. The innards and oats wrapped in the stomach lining. Oh yeah, oats, yeah. I've tried to remember what was in there. Sounds awful, but it's truly wonderful. Like the German accent is second best behind Scottish. Of course, the Scottish one is better, huh? I do love a Scottish accent though, so I agree with you on that one. Do you know this UFC fighter Paddy Pimbleton? I know it's not Scottish, but it sounds. I love that accent. Is it like something with B? Not brimy. Brummy. Is that Brummy? I forgot. Help me out. But yeah, I do love a Scottish accent, and thank you for that. And I would like to try it. Once I'm in Scotland, I'll definitely try it, that's for sure. I've noticed even when they talk perfect English, they still apologize, even though most English people couldn't talk another language to save their own lives. Well, yeah, we Germans like to apologize for our language not being perfect, like for not being native speakers, which is not our fault, I guess, and we're always trying our hardest to speak in English. I heard from a lot of people that travel to Germany that they get frustrated with Germans because usually all Germans speak English, right, at a certain age, like under a certain age. Let's say like 60 years minus or below, they would speak English. Not perfect, but they would understand you. So oftentimes when people travel to Germany and try to improve their German, Germans will still try to speak English to you, even if you talk to us in German. As soon as we hear you're not a native speaker, we'll try to accommodate to you and we'll try to help you out. But that can be frustrating because if you want to learn the language, it's not very helpful. So we try to be nice, but it's not helping, you know. Hi everyone new that just joined. Sorry I'm so slow with reading. I'm trying to read every message. I always hate when people take the time to text something or ask something and people don't read that. There's so many live streams that people just kind of ignore it and they're just like waiting for donations and stuff and only read those. But I feel like if people take the time to watch, I'm gonna take my time to read as much as I can. Difficult language, to be honest. I learned in school and struggled like crazy with German. All the rules, like feminine and masculine words, really confused me. Yeah, you have that, so the feminine and masculine, but you also have the 3 articles. So you got feminine, masculine, and neutral. So that is really hard. So I can only imagine how frustrating that is. And our grammar. Our German grammar is so complicated. Like, when I learned it in school, we also had to take Germans as German, right? Like you guys take English as English speaking. Learning our grammar is like, what is all this? Like I can speak it and I understand it, but learning all those rules, wow. Like, yeah. I'm very glad that I already grew up with that language and I didn't have to learn it. Hi, Alfie. To Indonesia. Oscar is sleeping right now. Sorry, guys, my voice is so raspy today. But yeah, he's sleeping. He's in his bed. And yes, I said I'm in America, on the other side of the planet. But I am from Europe originally. I'm actually learning. It's a really cool language. Are you learning German too? That's neat. Well, one day hopefully we can all speak German together. How fun would that be? I would love that. I feel like I should talk more German because I feel like my German is just getting worse. So my English, it definitely got better the first year coming to America. But at one point I feel like my English just started stagnating because there's only so much you can learn. And if you're just around the same people, that use the same vocabulary all the time and your work is always kind of the same, you're not adding anything onto your vocabulary. So I feel like it's like stagnating and my German is getting worse. So I'm having the worst of both worlds at this point, which kind of sucks. But Patty is Scout. Oh yes, Scout's accent. Thank you. I could not think of that word right now. Liverpool, yes. Are you German? I am indeed German. Ich bin aus Deutschland, ja. Dear friend, are you married? You look so good. I'm from Europe, Greece. Hi, Takis to Greece. I'm trying to think of the Kalimera. Is that the word I'm looking for? Kalimera, I think. Does it say hi or bye? I forgot.
I'm reading his book right now.
Yeah, Korean here. I can read that. I'm not American, but I do live in America. Entschuldigen Sie bitte. I like that one. Bonjour, Kolibilal. Ich möchte ein Oyster. Okay. Most English people can't even speak English properly, not gonna lie. I wouldn't say that from what I heard. I mean, you probably heard many more English speaking people than I did. But I feel like sometimes when I text with people in English, sometimes I can, like, they make some, not all, but there's a few that will make a few grammar mistakes or like spelling mistakes, like or those ones that you can easily confuse. And I feel like it's definitely a plus if you learn that as a foreign language, because you learn it maybe more intensely, I guess. But yeah, I don't live in Germany, Takis, but I love Greek names, by the way. They sound so cool. Like the last names are always so hard to pronounce, but super cool. Is your house really made of durable material? Definitely not, Kuzi. They're definitely not made of good material here in America. Whenever I see houses being built here, and I see those thin layers of woods and those like wooden constructions as a base, I'm like, are they gonna add the steel structure later, or are we just gonna skip that part? And the foundation, are we just gonna skip that? And cement, we're not doing that either. Okay, so are we doing anything to stabilize this house, or are we just leaving it like this? Okay. Yeah, when I see that, there was a house that was being built next to where I live, and I just saw the process step by step, and I was very confused. I thought it would be a garage or like a shed or something, but it turned into a house in the end. I was very surprised. So it's standing and it looks nice from the outside, but I know the inside layers, and yeah, whenever there's a little bit of wind, I'm scared it will blow away.
Drop down and give me 3 thank yous.
I don't even know most English rules. I know them, but wouldn't be able to explain them with giving examples. Rules with any language are difficult. 100%, yes. When I learned Chinese, I actually figured out that the Chinese grammar is kind of a little bit easier than the German and English grammar. But at the same time, it's also harder just because it is so different from the languages that I can speak or that I spoke before. So even though it's technically simpler, it's still hard. And German language, I had such a hard time when people asked me to explain the German language, or I was giving someone German lessons at one point. I had a very hard time to even explain that. So I feel like it took me longer to figure out how to explain it than actually like explaining it. Like it was more hard work to understand it myself, like how to explain it. So Brummy accent from Birmingham, Aussie land. I think it's cool. I personally like German from the west, like Köln, while Munich in the south is tough, more rural sounding. I'm from the south in Germany. Not Munich, not Bavaria. I'm more from the west, like the southwest, like right at the border to Switzerland and France. But yeah, it's definitely a southern accent down there. But I don't speak it. I speak High German. A visa to work in Germany. I wish I could give you that, but it's actually really, really easy to go to Germany. Not gonna lie. You from Germany, to make Germany great again. Your English is amazing, by the way. Seriously, I don't think so, but thank you, Hungry. I appreciate that. Thank you. In fact, to add another word to your vocabulary. See, now I can speak anymore. You jinxed it.
Oh, it's
Splendid.
right to
I
it.
used to say splendid after I watched
So you missed
a
that one
TV show.
time.
I think it was called Bly Manor. It was like a Netflix, like a spooky. It wasn't even spooky, like a spooky show, and they said splendid all the time. So I said splendid for a while, or just like lovely. Or I tried to add some words to my vocabulary, and I tried to introduce the word trousers here in America because I feel like I came here saying trousers, and everyone made fun of me saying trousers, and then I started saying pants. But I feel like trousers, the word trousers is just dear to my heart for some reason. I just love the word, so I tried to switch back to it. Just like some words that I used to say, because in German schools you learn the English, the British version of English, not the American one. But I feel like in America I just lost all those words, which makes sense, I guess. German is a cool language, not gonna lie. Thanks, Cameron. I'm glad I grew up with it because it's really hard to learn, I heard. Kalimera, nice. I'm glad I remember that correct. I would love to go to Greece. Where in Greece are you from, Takis, if I may ask you? What are the girls looking for? What do you mean? Guten Abend. Hi, Waldpfanne. Mindestlöhne. Hier in Amerika verdient man tatsächlich sehr gut, muss ich sagen. Ich habe in Deutschland noch nie so viel verdient, wie seitdem ich hier lebe in Amerika. FF, sorry if I didn't see your message. Maybe sometimes YouTube is holding them back for me. It might have been because of that. Are you from America? No, I'm not from America. I live in America, but I am from Germany.
Jump on this far side.
What do you do for work, if you don't mind me asking? American houses really aren't as quality as... Okay.
Oscar,
Are you okay?
he just like sprinted out of the chair and just jumped down.
Oscar just making stunts over there in the living room, I guess. Sometimes he forgets that he's half blind and he just tries to jump on everything or off everything into the dark abyss. So, yeah, it's always exciting with this dog. But yeah, I agree with the houses and what you do for work. So I have different jobs here. Because of my green card process that took forever, I wasn't able to work for the longest time. So I basically just volunteered because I hate not doing something or anything. I'm someone that always needs to do something. That's the main reason why I started a YouTube channel. So I started YouTube first, and then I felt like I wanted to do something more like helpful, like for other people. So I started volunteering for like a food bank, and I have been doing that for a while. And at one point, once I got my green card, I got a little bit more responsibility. So they asked me if I want to take over that food bank because the other person was retiring. So yeah, I'm leading a food bank in America now, or here in Tennessee. And I'm doing a yoga stretching class with senior ladies. So just to help them keep fit and, stay more flexible, because I learned that when I lived in China, there are a lot of old people, especially ladies, like to go outside and exercise, and they have like a little group where they exercise and just like not be alone at home. I hate that idea. So I just started that like voluntarily, and now it's kind of part of my job. It doesn't make much, but it's fun and it's very rewarding in many ways. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm very frugal, so I don't need much anyways. So I rather do something like this that really fulfills me and where I can talk to people and have like a hopefully positive impact, instead of like doing a job where I really like despise the company or the thing that I'm doing, but make more money. So you have to trade in one or the other. I feel like in modern times, like I feel like you either don't like your job but you make good money, or if you're very lucky you get both, but it's like very, very rare in my opinion. So yeah, and I work as an interpreter at a historic settlement. It's like an 1800s settlement where I work as a tour guide kind of with school classes. So we do like field trips with school classes, and yeah, sorry for boring y'all. So when people ask me about the job, it's just a little bit more complicated to explain because it's not just one thing. And no, I don't speak Dutch, I'm sorry. Thank you, Takis, I appreciate that. What is thank you in Greek, if I may ask? I love learning words in different languages.
I did, dude.
It's another thing if I remember until next time, but I hope so.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it.
Sorry, I was being loud. Oscar was being a goober.
That's okay. I was just worried that something happened to him.
Yeah, he fell down.
Are you okay?
Like he just jumped off. I think Susie scratched him or something.
Was the cat being mean to you?
I'm sorry, buddy.
No, so mean. She can't do that. I know. Oh, are you frustrated? He always gets embarrassed when he falls off the furniture because he can't see very well. I feel like he doesn't want to accept the fact that he's older, and he gets frustrated. I'm sorry, Chet. Yeah. When we found him on the street 3 years ago, he was already old, so probably around 10 years old. And yeah, now he's 12, 13, something like that. So he's definitely a grandpa now. Yeah, you're a grandpa. Hi, Bob Marley. You're back. How are you doing? How's your day been? Is everyone having a good Thanksgiving, by the way? Are you all stuffed like a turkey? Hi, miss you. Good to see you again. Notice something. Your accent comes out a tiny bit when you say T words, and it's honestly adorable and so charming in my opinion. Now I'm gonna be self-conscious about T words. So no more T words for me. T-Rex. I said it. Oh, you okay? But thank you, miss you. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. You all make me feel better about my German accent, honestly. Stupendous is another one that means impeccable or perfect. Stupendous, nice, I like that. I don't think I've ever used that. There's definitely words sometimes when I read them, I notice that they never came over my lips, that I used them for the first time. And that's one. Woher kommst du aus Deutschland, Anton? Ich komme aus dem Schwarzwald, in der Nähe von Basel oder Freiburg, da unten in der Gegend. Und du, Anton, ich glaube, du hast mir schon mal gesagt, wo du herkommst, aber ich habe es schon wieder vergessen. Hi, Rami. Where are you from? I'm from Germany and I live in the United States. Did you ever regret traveling to America? I don't think I ever regretted traveling anywhere. Wherever I traveled, I always either met super cool people. The only time I was scared that I will regret traveling was when I solo traveled in Mexico, and I was staying in very not shabby. I don't want to say shabby. It's kind of mean, but yeah, just places that cost $10 a night. Downtown somewhere in kind of sketchy areas, in my opinion, where you didn't see any tourists. So I thought I would regret that probably, but it turned out that I met some of the nicest people there, and I loved the experience. So yeah, I don't think I ever regretted traveling anywhere. I live in southern Greece, Peloponnese, in the beautiful city of Kalamata. Oh, Kalamata olives, the land of olive trees and oil. How cool is that? I love olives and olive oil. I always try to buy Greek olive oil and olives if I can. At Kroger, they have a lot of Greek products, so I'm trying to support, and it's just the best in my opinion. And I also buy Greek feta cheese and all that. It's my favorite food. Greek food is just the best. 25 Jahre. I hope I tell it right. That was good, Rami. Yes, thank you. Thanks for speaking German to me. Hola. Burden. Oh, I shouldn't read that. Thank you, Chop. Yeah. I also volunteering for the same reason. I'm a very active person. I deliver food to food banks and women's refuges, churches, etc. I help load the vans on the warehouse and with deliveries, etc. How cool! That's neat. Well, I wish you lived in Asheville so we could combine our efforts. That's cool. Very neat. I love that. Well, thanks for doing that. Very important. Important work.
Okay, just looking through the
God, what's the hours? Thank you, FF. You too. I don't speak English. Well, English, you can always learn English. I feel like English is not one of the hard languages to learn. And there's so many free apps nowadays. Danke, Anton. Das freut mich. Oder weiß ich zu schätzen. Du auch, Anton. Danke. I think I gotta kick out one person. I usually don't do that, but I hate when people spam. You can troll and stuff, like I usually don't care, or be like funny at least. But if you just like, why do I do that? No. Okay. And it's actually bad for YouTube channels if you like block or ban people because the algorithm doesn't like that. But who cares? Anyone want to chat with a single guy? Are you guys using the chat for Tinder? You guys do whatever makes you happy. I'm okay. Chicken or turkey? Neither, since I don't really like to eat meat. But if I answer that for Oscar, he'll go for turkey or fish. You're in a tedious job. Currently in a very tedious job with decent money. Morally, I'd rather be doing something that felt more like I was making a contribution to society. It's difficult when you have bills to pay. Axel, 100%, yes. And I'm not trying to say that everyone needs to do a job that's like feeling like you're like morally doing something good, because I know that's not how the world works, unfortunately, and we all have our bills to pay. And yeah, it is not easy, trust me. And the path that I went, like career-wise, was different when I started. So I studied Chinese and then studied a business master in Chinese later. So my goal wasn't initially to just work in a food bank or do something like social, you know. But that's just okay. Oscar wants to be under the blanket. That's just where life led me. But I didn't plan on doing that initially. So yeah, it is not easy. But luckily, my bills are not very high here. And like I said, I'm very frugal. I have a very like minimalistic lifestyle, like a very easy to maintain lifestyle. That's why I don't need to make a lot of money, which is good for me and for my job. But if my life was more expensive, I couldn't do what I do. So yeah, it is not easy. I know. It's definitely, and the world is like, the society is trying to make us all want to make more money and having to make more money and not focusing on something that would fulfill us in a more like a moral way. So it is not your fault. I'm training to be an electrician alongside volunteering, so I can hopefully get a job I enjoy and make a bit of money with. Also gives me a pass to move basically anywhere, hopefully. Yeah, that'd be great. Being flexible with where you want to live is definitely a big plus. And not being bound to a place, that's definitely worth a lot. So yeah, good luck with that. I'm sure you will be successful. I'm not worried about it at all. My Whippet would love them. Your dog is Whippet like a breed, or is that a name? I'm not good with dog breeds. He was yelling at that dog. Yeah, he was yelling at the dog because the dog basically jumped off like a very high chair because he thought he was sleeping, because he loves to sleep in there. But one of us has to pick him up or put him down. But he just jumped while he was not looking. So he just got scared for him. That's why he yelled at him, like not because he was mad or anything. So don't worry. I have a kitten that is always mean to my older cat. I feel like it is a similar situation. The older cat can see, and the kitten is always running after him. I have to stop her. Some cats just have like a mean gene inside of them. Like my little one is like that too. So I have a big cat who's a little bit older, and I have a small one too. Not a kitten, but she's just smaller in size and younger. And whenever the big cat gets in trouble because he jumped up the kitchen counter or something, like anything he's not supposed to do, and I tell him no, and like I don't scream at him, but I talk to him like in a more serious way. She will she's like, yeah, you tell him, you know. She's like happy about him getting scolded. She loves that, you can tell. And she always, like, in those moments, she runs up to him and tries to like slap him or something with her paws. She loves that. So she's really mean, actually. She's cute, but she can be a mean cat. Can you tell? Hi, man. Came over. My lips is not a phrase you want to be using as a small piece of advice. Oh, okay. I thought maybe I was thinking too German, because it's a very German thing to say. Like if you literally translate it, we say that all the time. Basically, like a word that you have never said or that you wouldn't want to say. Like I wouldn't dare to bring this over my lips. You know, that's something we would say in German if you translate it. Sometimes I translate sentences directly from German language into English if I want to say the same meaning without knowing the German or the English equivalent. So thanks for the tip. See you next time, Takis. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to meet you. Thank you. I know the pup is cute. Thank you for doing that. It is important work, and I notice everyone who is willing to devote the time free of charge for stuff like that tends to be a great person. Well, I can only give that back to you, Hungry. I wouldn't say I'm a good person or a great person at all. I have very many flaws, and I'm just trying my best to, you know, I don't know, help people, but it also makes me feel better. So maybe it's selfish, you know, if you do something good because it makes yourself feel better. But if you do it with the right intentions and not only because it makes yourself better or feel better, I think that's good. But it would be one thing if you would just like post pictures every day on like all social media, like look at me doing this. But so I feel like it's different if you like do it less publicly. You know what I mean? It isn't a rash, it's a filter. Yeah, that's a hard filter, literally. Thank you, Hungry. You saucy little chicken wing. Good to see you again. I love a saucy little chicken wing. I need to learn more English phrases like that. I learned stingy bastard, and saucy chicken wing is definitely something I need to introduce to my vocabulary. Are you an online fan? Sure. You speak English? Why have I heard German at first? Because I am German. Maybe my accent threw you off when you're like, wait, is this German or is this English? But yeah, my first language is German.
You got the real place.
Axel, I'd highly recommend doing college or something on weekends alongside work in area you'd love to work. Best make it something you enjoy for sure. Yeah. Even though I agree, even though I don't do anything with my Chinese degree, I still enjoyed it, and it was something I really loved doing, and I feel like it brought me to places I would have never gone otherwise. Like I would have never like moved to China otherwise, or stuff like that. So whenever you do something that you enjoy, it will lead you to paths or ways that you wouldn't expect yourself to go, or it will open up something new for you, you know, opportunities, or you make new connections and stuff. So, or you just gain life experience or learn more about yourself. So I definitely agree with hungry. Tedious job drove me crazy. Why I changed direction. I literally had a mental breakdown at like 24. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's rough. I feel like I read about that, not saying that was the case for you, but I was just reading about like life crises and stuff, like when people have like crises in their life, and it says most people just focus on like midlife crisis, but apparently the quarter life crisis is one of the roughest paths for humans to go through, because that's when life feels like you really need to make a decision now, like where you want to go and what job you want to be in till the rest of your life, basically. Where do you want to live? Are you the person that you want to be? Like so many like identity crises come with that, and like job struggles and like moral struggles. So I feel like the quarter life crisis is actually a pretty tough one, and I feel like people don't talk about that enough, and I feel like we need to normalize that more, and that will be a very hard period for most people, and so they don't feel like they're the only ones, you know, that's struggling. Seen so many nightmare stories about financial troubles with college in America. I'm not sure if you live in America. I do live in America, but I already finished my university in Germany. So I came here after I graduated. Yeah, I can only speak from a very privileged position, because in Germany, college or university is for free. So yeah, in America it's not the case unless you have like military discounts, or you get it for free through like military connections. But yeah, going to college in America is definitely not as easy as in Germany. In Germany, you can really just do it for fun, basically, because the government literally pays you kind of for going to university. But here, it's not easy to just do something for fun. Like, you really should think about it very well before you spend a bunch of money or take on any loans and stuff like that. Germania giving. Hi, chicken and biscuits. How's your day going? Are you celebrating Thanksgiving today? No college in America. I meant trade school. Less that, and you get a skill that pretty much guarantees employability. Yeah, oftentimes people going to college here in America, yeah, it doesn't really help. I mean, it does help you with a job, of course, but it doesn't guarantee you the job, and you will be in a lot of debt. So you really have to make sure, is it worth it? Not easy. So I don't envy anyone that has to go through the educational system or the job system here in America. So I'm sorry for all of you that are struggling with that. Hi, Yunus. Kommt immer drauf an. Manchmal koche ich hier oder bin unterwegs oder wandern. Aber meistens reden wir über Leben in Amerika als Deutsche, oder wenn ich in Deutschland bin, umgekehrt. Wie es ist, im Ausland zu leben als Deutsche, sind meistens so die Themen. Oder alles Mögliche. Kommt immer drauf an. That isn't selfish, because only selfish people get joy out of helping others. If you're doing it to boost your own image, slowly, that might be selfish. I got a cat on me, by the way. Yeah, that is good point. Good way to see it. Thank you for that thought. Appreciate that. And I agree. We all have flaws. I have many, but we can only try to be better in the future. Yep, totally. And we will have to accept that we always will have the flaws, and we will never be perfect, and will never be that time in life where we're like, okay, I think now I'm perfect. That's just not gonna happen, I guess. That is hearts on my face. Yeah, I just tried some YouTube filters. I'm falling off the bed here, by the way, because Oscar's just pushing me off the cliff. I'm trying to catch up with the messages, sorry. And it actually resonates so much. I definitely had a quarter life crisis. I was a tedious job for 4 years and started to feel like my whole life was going to be started. Like my whole life was going to be. Oh, I went to a deep pit. I understand. I was in a similar situation once. It's not easy. That is so funny. You look like Felix from Stray Kids. You're the sixth or seventh person that told me that I look like Felix from Stray Kids. It's like a Korean, like a K-pop band. If anyone doesn't know, they're like the new BTS basically. I don't want to say that because I don't want to compare them because they make very different music, but it's so funny that like 7 people told me I look like a Korean K-pop guy. So I'll just take it as a compliment since I love K-pop and I like Stray Kids. Not sure about the guy part, but I'll just ignore that one. Altan, I'm from Germany, but I live in the United States. Thank you, Hungary, for explaining. In US, you have to pay a mountain of gold for education. Better to go straight to mining gold, right? Or you go to the what's it called, the mountain in the Hobbit, like Smaug the dragon. You just steal his gold. That's basically what you gotta do here in the United States. You're not wrong. Wie lange lebst du schon in den USA? Seit 2,5, 3 Jahren ungefähr. Ja, 3 Jahre circa. How many languages do you speak? German, English, Chinese, a little bit Swedish, and French is non-existent anymore because I don't use it. Well, it depends, to be fair. If you are studying something you know for sure you want to do, then it can be worth that mountain of gold and you can make it back many times over. True, if you really love something, if you like, I need to be a doctor, like I cannot live this life without being a doctor. Like this is like I feel like that's my purpose. Then yes, of course, for sure, go for it. And especially in America, you make a good salary in those jobs, and you'll pay it back in no time, I believe. But if you like, well, I really like literature, so maybe I should do like an English literature masters or something, and you gotta pay like 50 grand for that. Well, I don't, yeah, maybe that's a good idea, but maybe it's also a little risky. Like I said, in Europe, yes, or in Germany, you can do that for fun and for the giggles because it is for free. But here it is very different, so it's hard to compare those two countries. Any advice for a guy that got a divorce and is trying to move on and not hold on? That is tricky. I never had a divorce before. I mean, I had breakups before. Some that took me very long to get over. Some that I got over pretty fast. So it depends on the situation, like who wanted to break up, what happened. Not saying that you need to answer that, but yeah, not easy to answer that in general. But I can only give you the generic answer. Focus on yourself and go your own way and don't hold on, because if it's like finite and there's nothing to do about it, then yeah. But it's easier said than done, right? I was in a situation before where I couldn't get over a breakup for like 2 years or so, where I didn't like hold on to that person, but I just couldn't open myself up to like new relationship and stuff. So yeah, I've been in that spot before. It can be really, really tough, and I've never been divorced, so I can only imagine how hard that must be. What, you look like a Korean guy? I don't believe that. Like I'm not kidding you. That's I think the 8th person in different live streams, and not the same person. that told me I looked like Felix from Stray Cats. Stray Kids. I don't know about that. Yes, K-pop guy. And I think I looked him up, and he looked cute, so I wasn't too upset about it. I get another person I gotta block since we're unmoderated today. Sometimes I'll just do it like for like a few hours, but if it's just people that are racist, there's no turning back from that because they're not gonna change their personality overnight. Have you ever read about the German reformer Martin Luther? Of course, Clark Kent, I have. I have books here about him actually. And he actually lived in the same city where I went to university for a while. Never met him, of course. I'm unfortunately not that old. Unfortunately, I never met him. Luckily, I'm not that old. But that would have been pretty neat to hang out with that guy just to have some small talk. I wish were a loaf of bread so I could leave him on my windowsill for 2 weeks and watch him harden. Was it the guy I just blocked? Maybe. I can't behave like my grandma is in the chat. My grandma has been dead for like over 20 years, sadly. I'm sorry, jobless. And I knew that comment was gonna come eventually. I was waiting for it and not like, like hoping for it. I'm sorry that happened to you, but it's like, oh man, if I say that, a lot of people will tell me that their grandma has passed or they'll be sad about it. So I was thinking about removing it and changing it into like a different phrase. Because I always remember in school when people, like in middle school, when people made those mom jokes, they're like, your mom is like so big, Greenpeace couldn't push her back into the ocean, stuff like that. I'd always be like, well, my mom's dead, so yeah, no one could push her in the ocean, just like pull that card. So I knew people gonna say the same thing here if I say that with the grandma, so maybe I'll change it into something else. Beer garden. Do you live in Chattanooga? I do not live in Chattanooga, no, but Chattanooga is cool. I've been there. It's just quite a drive. Do you use Duolingo or some other language learning app? I have used Duolingo a little bit. I was trying to learn some Italian just because I love the language. So I learned, you can only learn so much on Duolingo, to be honest. It is very limited, but for vocabularies and just like an overall idea or to see if you like the language, I think it's a great idea. So yeah, for Italian, I have used it a little bit, and just to, for my Swedish, I think, just for vocabularies, so I don't forget about it. Is it difficult to learn a language further than the very basics through stuff like Duolingo? Best way is talking to people who speak the language and learning from them, or getting a teacher. 100%. Yes, you can learn so much, but when it comes to speaking, it is almost impossible to learn a language without actually living in a country where you speak it or being surrounded by it on like a more regular or daily basis almost. So yeah, Duolingo definitely has its limits, but it's still great. It is for free, there's nothing to lose. And it kind of has like a very addictive potential because it's like made like a game kind of. But honestly, it's probably better to be obsessed with Duolingo than just like mindlessly scrolling on your phone and like watching TikTok all day. So yeah, I wouldn't be upset about that, or I'm not upset about that. What's that? Hey, Schatz,
Yeah,
can you not do that?
that's a good one.
Not really, but it's debatable, I think. You wanted peace, but I kind of wanted to troll the brakes off him. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, sometimes it's funny to have trolls in the chat, but I prefer if they're funny and contributing in some way, because yeah, I'm very tolerant towards most people, but not towards racists, to be honest. But Atsi Bemi, no. For what? Just so people just sometimes want to have attention. They are being silly little billy goats. I know. They sure are. There's many of those here. I get a lot of the J jokes, the jokes about Germans, and them thinking that I was personally there back then when it all happened and I did it, basically. It's like a lot of like guilt tripping and all that stuff people like to do when they notice someone is German. Or they ask me like, who was that Austrian guy? What was his name? I'm like, dude, I heard that joke or that question like so many times. If you think that you're just being funny right now or inventive or anything like witty, I can promise you that you're not. It is just very. Hi, Meinhard. Deutsch ist meine Hauptsprache. My native language is German. Thank you, Farouk. I don't know about that. Appreciate it. Hi to Poland. Nice. Experience the same with Duolingo. Yes, it's just very limited. Sometimes I use it for even Chinese, but it doesn't really do anything for me there just because I don't know where Duolingo stops. I think, is it B1? Is it A2? I forgot. But if you like want to practice in like C1 or something, like Duolingo is not gonna be able to do that with you. Howling Ghost. New York City. How cool is that? Nice. Greetings to New York City. I was actually thinking about if I would like to go to New York City beginning of next year, because I've never been there and I feel like I lived in America for 3 years now and have never been to New York City. And from Nashville it's only like an hour flight, I think. So that wouldn't be terrible, but I hate flying and I hate spending money. So I don't know if I should go. So what would you say, Howling Ghost? Should I go? Is it worth it? I already know the answer, I think. Woher kommst du, wenn ich fragen darf? Ich komme aus, guten Abend übrigens, ich komme aus dem Süden, in der Nähe von Freiburg, an der Grenze zur Schweiz. I think there is something about using a phone and information that's sticking in your head too. I think the phone has an effect on memory, so learning on a phone isn't the best way, I don't think. I totally agree. Yes, very important fact about learning languages. Yeah, I have the same feeling. Same with everything that we do nowadays, like using ChatGPT, Googling everything, Google Maps for everything. So our first resort, instead of like trying to remember something ourselves, using our own brain, using like the phone is always our first resort nowadays. So I feel like that's gonna make us real dumb at one point. And I feel like people thinking that we're making such progress with AI and all the things that make life easier is basically like a step backwards, because we will unlearn how to use our own brain, our imagination, like even creativity. I feel like it's gonna go down. And maybe that's all like a sinister plan of AI in the long run, because they think they're gonna help us, or they act like they're gonna help us, but they're just gonna try to make us like stupid, so we're kind of like 100% reliant on them at one point. So same with the language learning apps and stuff. I try to not use it too much or rely on my phone for everything. I'm actually someone that likes to write down everything on paper or like in a journal. And with languages, I learned that in China. So I had very good professors there, and they're very skilled in teaching, because just being there in university in China taught me so much more than all the years in Germany before. And I also had Chinese people in Germany that taught me. But those teachers in China were just like, they were so great. Like they had some really good methods. And they said for learning a language, maybe that was just related to Chinese, but you need to write the word 7 times for your brain to remember it, or your memory. So 7 times is basically like the amount of times you need to write down vocabularies to remember them better. And I stuck with the principle, and I learned, let me think, 800 vocabularies every month doing that method. And that really helped me a lot. That was really effective. So yeah, just a little tip. I don't know if that's actually true, but it worked for me.
That was cool. Dude, that moose is crazy.
December, it's always nice to see the decorations. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. That must be so beautiful. New York in winter. Just from like Kevin Alone in New York, just seeing that. Yeah, so beautiful. So I'm slightly jealous, Hall and Ghost, that you live there. But I'm happy for you. I think there is something about using a phone and... Oh, I already read that. But yeah, I agreed for sure. Don't use your phone for everything. And sometimes the old school ways are superior over many modern ways to do things. Do you have any food recommendations? I honestly can't decide what to eat. Where are you at right now? Are you in America? My memory is just not working well today. And I don't know. I usually go for like a falafel sandwich at Euro places or like Mediterranean places. I like Mexican food. I don't like fast food very much. I mean, it's delicious, don't get me wrong, but it's just not good for you. So I'm trying to stay away from that stuff. But yeah, usually like falafel stuff, like Mediterranean food is what I like to go for. Egypt? Oh, neat. Cool. You have amazing food in Egypt. There's this Egyptian place here I love to go to. Their food is just the bomb. It's so good. Which country are you from? I am from Germany and I live in the USA. I'm definitely getting a teacher soon. How cool for German. That'd be neat. I've been asked here by a friend of my friend if I can teach them German, and one wanted to learn Chinese. So I don't know how well I will be with that, because being a teacher is just very hard. Like, even if if you can speak a language, that doesn't automatically make you a teacher. I don't know if I'm made for that, to be honest. I don't know if I'm patient enough. But that's cool, Hungry. I feel like a teacher is really just for speaking back and forth. Having a conversation is so important for languages. But yeah, feel free to speak German to us, Hungry, or text in German. I used to have a Chinese boyfriend at one point, just putting it out there, and texting with him or calling using Chinese all the time, even if it was just texting like during the daytime, was so helpful. So if you ever want to, when you're in the chat and you want to practice your German, feel free to text in German, even though if you make mistakes, it's fine. I probably made many mistakes before in all the languages I was learning. And sometimes it's even good to make mistakes, because then people can point it out and you will remember that much better. Like, you will less likely make the mistake again if someone called you out for it, because you will pay more attention to that thing next time. Peruvian food is sehr gut. I never had Peruvian food. How cool. That's one of the few foods I think I never really had. So I don't know if you have that here.
Oh shit, I'm about to get pinched hard.
Will you watch the movie Exorcist Part 1 alone? Definitely not. I will not watch any horror movie alone. That would be way too scary. Good morning, Ostino. Hi, Georg. Hi, Os. Mr. White, the farmhouse is blocking my view. Hey, Chats. He woke up, by the way. Blue, yellow, pink, whatever, man. Just get me more of that.
They broke the launch tower?
What time is it in Germany? Let me do the maths. Late. Is it 1 a.m.? 1:45 right now, I think? Oh, hey, Andrea. I just saw that you're busy moderating. So I'm just going to say hi to you real quick. Oscar's here too. His ear. Hi. You're so handsome. Oscar had his teeth brushed today. We did some tooth brushing, and he hated it. He was so upset at me. I know you don't like brushing your teeth. No, I know. I was so mean to you. I know. Brushing your teeth. I'm such a bad person. I know. Terrible. But yeah, thank you, Andrea, for moderating. I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving. How's your day going? I hope you're not going to be too busy moderating. If it's too busy or crazy here, just let them do their thing. We'll just not read the messages that are naughty or whatever. So please don't worry about it. I know you've been so busy the last time you were here. I think we had like 6,000 views or something. So there was just a lot of new people here, and it was just very nasty at one point. Das Wetter ist schrecklich. You could say that a lot in the UK because our weather is awful. I always want to live in the UK because I love rain. Whenever I hear rain in the morning when I wake up, it's a good day automatically. I love a gray sky with clouds. I know it might be weird, but I do love a good UK weather, to be honest. Albino Hund, fast. Bis auf die Knopfaugen. I was wondering why your dog's teeth look so well kept at his age. It is good you keep them clean for him. Well, yeah, he had so Oscar actually had a cancer surgery earlier this year or in summer. So he's doing well, don't worry. But he did, they extracted 4 teeth out of his mouth. Because when we got him, he had really nasty teeth because the people before us didn't take care of him. So they had to pull out some teeth. But since they did the tooth cleaning and all that, I tried to maintain it so it's staying nice and clean, and he doesn't have a fishy breath anymore, which is a plus. That's not why we did it. No, I wouldn't pay $700 just for fishy breath, Oscar. Don't worry about it. So that was obnoxiously expensive, by the way. But apparently, they said it's very important because his heart will suffer under bad teeth. So if you have bad teeth, you better get that fixed if you can, because that will be hard on your heart. No pun intended. That wasn't even a pun, but you know what I mean. It rhymed. So. And you spelled that right. Schrecklich. Many people that are not native speakers will make mistakes spelling German words with CH or CK. So good job. You did SCH, CK, and CH correct. So that was a very tough one. Oh yeah, UK is 1 hour behind, or closer to America. So it's only 6 hours to UK and 7 hours to Germany. Hi, Christopher. Kisses for Oscar, thank you. I'm standing behind you outside. Okay. Well, it's pretty cold out there, so I hope you have a jacket. When I get to Bargos people, I take that as my payment. I appreciate that, Andrea. I'm glad you're having your fun banning gross people. I like it, to be fair, but I just don't like the wind. I'm with you on that. So I have to correct myself, I guess. I love UK weather and I love rain, but give me like just, this rain that's not really rain, that can't decide if it wants to be rain or no rain. So it's basically just like in your face. It's just like mist kinda, and then it's also windy, so it makes it extra cold, like an Arctic wind combined with that. Not very fun. So wind is not fun. So I'm with you on that one. Rain, yes, but wind and rain, not great. Yeah, I'm very used to comments like that. Don't worry. Lost my internet connection. I see little Oscar being so cuddly. Oh, thanks, miss you. Appreciate that. He's definitely cuddly bugly. His toys are all scattered all over the floor. It's like having a child, even though I don't have a child, but there's toys all over this place, and I clean them up every day. But I have a fast heart because I had to take ADHD. I stopped taking them. The problem persisted, so I'm waiting to get that seen too. Oh man. Yeah, I hope you get that figured out. I'm sorry to hear. I got some, not the same, I just have some heart palpitations sometimes, so I know the feeling of heart jumping out of chest moment, not very fun. So I hope you can sort that out. You too, Sachin or Shadi. Good morning. I'm never kissing my dog. That's my employee. That's corporate. You couldn't kiss your dog? Really? I heard that somewhere. I heard, was that might be completely wrong what I'm saying right now, so take it with a grain of salt, please. But I follow someone from India, and he has a dog, and they're super cute. They have like an amazing relationship, and he's so nice to that dog. And I just love supporting, and but I heard that, for example, he said in his was it him or someone else told me, but in their culture they couldn't use their own name and the name of the dog in the same sentence without adding something in front of the dog's name, like my friend, blah blah blah, my buddy, blah blah blah, like my dog, blah blah blah. But you couldn't say like me and Oscar, for example, because that would put them on the same level, if that makes sense. So they would always have to add this little word in front of it. But I might be completely wrong, and someone just told me some BS, but that's just what I heard.
Dude, I was like in 2 firefights fighting 2 people. What are you talking about?
Coco has her birthday today, or his, I don't know. Happy birthday to Coco. You look pretty. Hi, Bruce. Happy Thanksgiving, Dennis, to you too. Thank you. I've been dealing with it daily for about 2 years. Constant palpitations. The wait is in UK so long. I'm too young, so I'm not in high priority. It's very scary. I know the feeling. I don't know if I should even do anything about it at this point, because in America everything is so expensive. If you have no like solid reason to fix something, you just gotta pay that out of pocket. So yeah, I know it's scary. So I'm sorry you have to deal with that. For me, it's I think histamine intolerance. So histamine can make your heart race more, like heart palpitations and all that. So I'm trying after Thanksgiving, not now. The holidays is not there for elimination diet, but I'll try elimination diet to see if it will get any better. So hopefully. Oscar with a C or a K. Guess what? With a K, of course. It's the German version, even though he's an American. He is a Tennessee boy, but I still call him Oscar with a K. Google is Indian. Hi, Google is Indian. So you speak German? That is so cool. Her Chester. Oh yeah. Who's gonna carry? Welcome back, by the way. Grüße nach Österreich. Yeah, it can be really scary. I don't take any medications or anything like that, but I still have it sometimes. So I guess it can have multiple triggers or reasons. But it is spooky for sure. So I hope they will fix that at one point. Who's Milo? We like the name Milo? Okay. Milo is a cool name, I agree. But how did you come up with that? Is someone here that's called Milo? In Africa, we don't kiss dogs. Those are my employees. They provide security. Besides, HR wouldn't approve. I got you. So I guess it is similar to India, maybe. Not saying it's the same. It just reminded me of that what I heard. And I understand. It's just you don't want to treat them like it's like your family member or something. Or yeah, I understand. What's the craziest thing you have done? The craziest thing I've done. There's probably a few that I probably wouldn't share on the live stream, but the craziest, probably moving to America a little bit, or moving to China back then. But was also the most rewarding thing. So craziest thing, maybe like solo traveling to many places where it's probably not the best idea to solo travel to. And then doing couch surfing, sleeping at people's houses that you don't even know, but you're just trusting them for no reason and being very naive, and everything turned out well. I made many new friends, but in the end, like thinking back, was that very smart? I don't know. Maybe in Mexico there was a situation where thinking back, that was pretty stupid. So I don't know if it was crazy, but probably a little stupid. But in the end, it turned out well. So I don't know if it was stupid, but so I was picked up at the airport in Mexico when I was traveling there, at the Airbnb where I was staying. So the owner picked me up, and my Airbnb was literally just like $10 a night, right? So very cheap. So I should have been a little bit more suspicious why I also get like a free airport ride on top of that low price, because I've never experienced that anywhere else. In the end, it turned out that the guy was just very nice and friendly and trying to help me out. But he definitely wore those shoes with the metal tip top, like in Mexico, some people, that's what I heard, if they wear those shoes, and he had like a golden watch and very, very expensive car, and definitely looked a certain way. I don't want to say it, but I had a feeling that he might be, yeah, maybe one of them. You know what I mean, hopefully. Yeah, and I just got into the car and he took me to the Airbnb and everything, and he was super nice, like super nice person. But thinking back, I'm like, well, that could have maybe turned out differently, But yeah, I had someone protecting me up there, I guess, hopefully. Usually it ceases when you stop taking them who's gonna carry, but mine had carried on. Definitely been overworking itself for a while, so I'm just scared about long-term damage. I got you. I'm sorry to hear, Hungry. Well, if it helps you, Oscar has a heart that's overworking too. He has a heart condition too, and he's very old, so he made it to a very old age, and he's still going strong. So if Oscar can do it, I'm very hopeful for you, Hungry. But of course, I hope you will get some medical help very soon and you get it sorted out, because that is very scary. Milo. No, I think Milo is correct, like you already said it. Wien, natürlich kenne ich Wien. Natürlich. Ihr küsst die Hand, junge Frau. That's the only thing I can say in Wienerisch. But that was probably very bad, so I apologize. Oscar is such a cool name too. Thank you. I like the name Oscar. So there's a sausage brand here, or hot dog brand here in America. It's called Oscar Mayer Wiener. And since he's partly Wiener dog, I guess, someone told me about the name Oscar Mayer Wiener, and I was like, Oscar, that sounds really cute. So he's Oscar. And in Germany, it's also a saying that says naughty as Oscar. So if someone's being naughty, you can say, that guy is naughty as Oscar. So that definitely fits in many ways. Ivan. Hi, Ivan. And thank you, who's gonna carry. for offering the prayer or saying that you will pray. That's very kind. Craziest thing you've done, thought about it, and thought, I'm not saying that. Well, yeah, there's many. I don't want to say there's many crazy things I've done. I'm so crazy, I'm so edgy, or quirky. That's definitely not the case. Definitely things where, like, in hindsight, I'm like, that was actually crazy. That was really dumb. So, like, things I probably would share after a couple beers or so, if that makes sense. Thank you, Yasmin. I appreciate that.
262, 605, 1399.
No, love, seriously, it's something that has been worrying me for a couple years now. I got heart meds to keep it low anyway in the meantime, but it still hits me out of nowhere a lot. I'm really sorry about that. Hungry. I'm sure or hope it will all be okay. I have a feeling that you'll be protected. And we'll definitely pray for you. So thanks for sharing with us. And I know that's not easy, especially if it's something that you're scared of. And sometimes we just want to, like, things we're scared of, we just want to act like it doesn't exist or just push it away in our thoughts, and we don't share it with people, so it's not real, kind of, if that makes sense. Like, I tend to be like that too, so I feel like sometimes it helps to just speak it out and hear people's opinions, or just like some like soothing words, even though we're not doctors, but you know what I mean. Sometimes that helps, I hope. Internet keeps cutting out, but at least I got my dose of little heart, Oscar. Bye, missed you. Thank you. I'm glad you got your daily dose of Oscar. Everyone needs dose. That's why I always post Oscar on YouTube. And I know some people say that is mainstream. You know who you are, but and I don't agree with that. But yeah, Oscar just makes me so happy. He's such a cutie. Whenever we walk around, people literally tell me he made their day just seeing him, or when they pet him, they say he's like the cutest thing they've ever seen. And he brings me so much joy, so I feel like that would be very selfish if I wouldn't share this cuteness with everyone, right? Yeah, that's why you're here on this planet, to make people happy. That's a very cool task, actually. Not many people can say that. I haven't, it sounds religious, care to elaborate. I haven't either. And I was not born in the US. No, I'm German. I just recently moved here. Man, I love the German language and accent. How can anyone be self-conscious about it? The English language is so vanilla in comparison. No way. Do you actually think that? Whenever I was like a teenager, I was always obsessed with Britain and like Great Britain. I always want to live there. I always told my family I'm gonna live in England at one point in my life. Well, I made it to an English-speaking country, but not England. So, well, it didn't work out. But at least I can speak English now on a daily basis because I always loved the English language. I always felt like I enjoy speaking English more than German. So at least part of my dream came true. And I would still love to travel to England at least a few more times in my life. And I'm watching the Great British Baking Show, so that gives me my little dose of Britain currently. With this Noel Fielding guy with like a black, kind of like a punk haircut. He's so funny. Unfortunately, the bald guy is not part of it anymore. William, what's his name? He's in Little Britain. Help me out if you know, please. He's the little guy from Little Britain. I always forget his name, but he was hilarious in the baking show. So if anyone wants to watch something chill that's like just heartwarming and good vibes only, the Great British Baking Show I can highly recommend on Netflix. But back to what you said, yeah, I always thought the English accent or language is just the coolest thing ever. And I would love to have a British accent instead of a German, but that's just how it is. He is an audio Oscar for sure. My first time I came to your live, I'm a music producer. Channel name is Grand Studio. 2.7 million subscribers only. Only? Wow. Hungry kitty, free graces are theory that says you don't have to do anything to go to heaven. Okay. Are you okay? Is your ear itchy? Yeah? Is that better? Yeah. My better. My better. Yeah. Better? Yeah? A little better? He has the cheeks now. How cute is that? Oh. Did you see the hard cheeks on his face? Oh, cute. Oh, Oscar, I love you so much. Where was I? Hey, school. Next flight is Germany. How cool. Yay. Say hi to my friends and my family, please. Just wave at them. That's so cool. Where in Germany are you going? Frankfurt, I believe, probably, since you're doing like a lot of international flights. Oh, that's the who's gonna carry. Is that the same thing we stopped at yesterday? Oh, because we had that talk yesterday. It does help to talk about it sometimes, especially when I have been in limbo for so long with that. I believe that. What the fuck, time for bed? You're saying something very important here. That's very true. I'm actually going to bed pretty soon, probably. Oscar, what are you doing? No more itch. I know you got your allergies, but it's just gonna stop bleeding at one point. It's not good for you, okay? Oh, now I know what you mean, free grace. Makes sense now. I got you. Strictly Come Dancing to be more British. Strictly Come Dancing. I gotta screenshot that. Thank you. Get a plane ticket. I get some money to buy a house over there. To the UK. Buying a house in the UK. I don't know if I could afford that ever. Probably not. The grass starts greener on the other side, Rika, I guess. I agree. Yeah, that is literally what we talked about yesterday. I have the same feeling. I feel like that's just happening to everyone. With so many things. We are never happy with where we are right now, right? We always want to be somewhere else. When we're working, we're looking forward to holidays. When we're on holidays, after 2 weeks, we're over it, and we're looking forward to being back at work. When we're, I got like wavy hair. I always want to have straight hair. When I meet people with straight hair, they want to have wavy hair. It's just always something. Cats are addicts for the most part. To some parts. I agree to some part, yes. But they can also be cute. I adore cats. They are precious creatures. Wow. Yes, they have a great and funny personality. So cats can be a-holes for sure. Like they can be really mean and sassy. But I love myself a grumpy animal. Like if they have personality, grumpy, even if they're mean, it's just kind of like it's cute, and I just love a personality. So I don't mind them being little meanies. Staying for 24 hours only, then back to Dubai. We're going to Frankfurt. Okay, I already thought that. Frankfurt, Dubai. Well, 24 hours. If you're at the train station in Frankfurt, Skull, since you might probably take the train. Or no, the train station is right next to the airport, actually, right? No. Let me think. No, you take the train there. But it's all very connected. It's very close. So whenever I come off from the airport, I go to the train station, the main train station of Frankfurt. I can recommend Chinese restaurant. It's called Auntie Zhong. It's right next to the train station, like a minute walk or so. So Auntie Zhong makes the best Chinese noodle soup. It's so good, especially after like a day of work or like a flight. And young, I'm not a Canadian chick. I'm German. It's 2 a.m. at my place. Oh yeah, it's late in Austria. Good night. Who's gonna carry if you're going to bed? Gute Nacht und gute Träume und danke, dass du hier bist. I saw the screenshot light up your face. Not at the moment. The UK is so expensive and unbelievable right now. Yeah, unlivable. Okay. Yeah, Germany is pretty much the same. So I think both of our countries are just, yeah, a little complicated right now. So probably not the best place to, if you want to move to a new place, you probably should wait out the situation a little bit, how it turns out. Hi, caretaker. To UK, we got UK here already, so UK is in the chat now. Fellow Brit here. Nice. Serious name, yes, I'm from Germany. Frankfurt? No, not Frankfurt. I am from the Black Forest in the south, close to the Swiss Alps. Gute Nacht, you heard that one? Yeah. Gute Nacht is our good night. I have no idea, never been there. Normally we go to a hotel and check in when we're free. Definitely going to a bar. I heard y'all got some crazy cool vibes over there. Skull, is that your first time in Frankfurt? So, as soon, unless you're interested in really, like you want to get traumatized and stuff, seeing some really effed up stuff, I would not recommend you to go anywhere close to the train station area, even though there's a lot of restaurants and bars down there. So you might get a lot of recommendations there in your Google Maps or whatever you use. But yeah, there's like the red light district down there, and a lot of bad things that happen. So first time, never been there. Oh, okay, well, Germany is cool. We have great bars and places to go to, restaurants, but Frankfurt, you're starting off with a really rough one. Let me tell you that. So please take care in Frankfurt. Not saying it's dangerous. Like, I've been there plenty of times, stayed in the weirdest areas. You'll get used to it, but if you've never seen it before, you'll definitely probably tell me about it next time you're here in the chat. I'm curious to hear what you think and how you like it. But yeah, stay away from the train station if you can at nighttime, unless you are interested in seeing those things. Thank you, Sirius. I appreciate that. Danke, danke. Und woher bist du, Sirius? Sirius? Frankfurt is dangerous, one of the worst places in Germany. Yes. I didn't want to scare Skull, but it's definitely life-changing. You'll see things you never thought you would ever see in your life, and I'm not even like exaggerating right now. So, so yeah. Anyone that's interested, you gotta go to Frankfurt. You'll find out. Don't go running on Autobahn. The cars will always go fast. Yeah, don't try to run away from the cars. That is true. Good advice, Hungry. Oscar, you got something to share? Yeah? Have you ever been to Germany? You want to go to Frankfurt? Yeah? No? No, he shook his head. No. Shook his head. He said no. Hey, Clement. What video game is your husband playing right now? He's playing Ark Raiders. You want to get down? Yeah? I'll pick you up. Oh, shucks. I'm not going to drop you. He always gets scared that he'll fall because he fell off the chair earlier. He was in the living room and no one saw him, and he fell off. I think he was like scratching probably. That's what he usually does. And sometimes he's under the blanket, he's like cuddling with his cuddle blanket. And if he like scratches too hard, sometimes he just falls off. So I have to find a solution for that and not allow him anymore to be on the chair. It's too dangerous now. But yeah, thank you, Sirius. Ich wollte nach Deutschland fliegen und ich wollte da wohnen, aber ich habe Angst. Noel, you're scared of going to Germany? Yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of scared at the moment. When I'm there, I always feel safe, but I'm also from like a very small town, so. But yeah. Hi, Clement. How is your Thanksgiving? How is everything over there? Are you stuffed? Thank you, Hungry. Appreciate that. Where should I live in Germany as an American? Also, you're American. I wouldn't say there's any specific place that you should or shouldn't go. I feel like Germans are very welcoming and they speak English for the most part, so I think you'll be okay everywhere, honestly. But it depends on what you like. Are you like, do you like the ocean, or do you like mountains, or like beer gardens, you know? What's your vibe? Like, where would you see yourself? Berlin and Munich. I was about to say, I feel like Munich is actually pretty safe and pretty chill, but it's very expensive. So if you're rich, go for it. If you're not, it's not great because it's just extremely expensive. NRW near Düsseldorf, nice. NRW sind die Leute nett und lustig. I'm back wie englische Rücken. Hi Jan, wie geht's? Ich hoffe, du hast mich nicht allzu sehr vermisst. Natürlich, fast gestorben hier. Schön, dass du wieder da bist. Hast du irgendwelche Vorschläge? Jemand möchte von Amerika nach Deutschland ziehen und fragt, wohin. We got quite a few Germans here in the chat now. UK and Germany, so we got Europe here. And Skull's about to be in Germany too. Oh God, I'll be with a friend of mine though. He lives there, but I won't be for long. I need to get some sleep for the flight back. Yeah, of course, yeah. Honestly, I feel like Frankfurt is not the worst place to not have a lot of time to spend. So nothing to lose, if that makes sense. So you're not going to miss out on a lot. It is a beautiful city, don't get me wrong, if you go to the right places, but it's also very interesting. It's not worse than South Africa. I went to Cape Town, my phone got stolen, got robbed, threatened, partly vibes. The country is so beautiful, but I love gang up. Yeah, I heard about that before. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. That sounds very traumatizing. And I heard about phones being stolen all the time there. So that also happens in Frankfurt more often now. So be careful. A lot of people will like try to approach you like in a way. What I heard is getting worse. So yeah, just keep an eye on your thing. But you're already used to that, flying around everywhere. You know how other countries work or how to be attentive, so I'm not worried about it, but just letting you know to keep an eye on your thing, because sometimes people don't expect something bad to happen in Germany because they're like, oh, Germany seems like a very safe country, but Frankfurt is just a little bit different, just letting you know. And I just let you know that you will see some things that you might probably not have seen in South Africa, like some things like people not having clothes on and doing stuff in the middle of the street kind of thing, if you know what I mean. And a lot of like, you know, stuff that you shouldn't take. You probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, bad things can happen anywhere. Very true. Good point. The true name of Frankfurt's, yeah. Good point, Jan. That's a name for Frankfurt. I heard about that, and it is not wrong. Nice video games I have seen on YouTube a lot. There is a priest from Palermo that streams playing Ark Raiders. Really? How cool is that? A priest from Palermo. How fun. I would like to try to get into Ark Raiders because I heard it's very similar to PUBG, and I was a sucker